Hey, how's everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today is week 4 of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament report that I've been doing on the channel. So hopefully you guys have been enjoying it, and as you can see, I did play Noble Knights. Now it went as well as you would expect it to go. I absolutely got mopped. Ended up going X3 in 5 rounds. Of course, did not top. And, I'm just going to be going over sort of a discussion on what I think about the deck playing in 2021. This is a budget kind of pure build for the Noble Knights. I'm not running the Inferno Noble Knights, which would help the deck a lot, which I might mess around with in the future because a lot of that stuff got reprinted and it's a little bit easier to get. So I might mess around with that eventually. But yeah, so playing this in 2021, of course, it's a lot slower. It's an older deck, and it really hurts when you get hit with a hand trap. That happened in 90% of my matches. If I got hit with like my Madrad effect going off or Brothers or Isolde, it's basically game over from there. And then in the matches I did win, it was against a slower deck such as Blue Eyes, and I was playing a Pendulum deck and he ended up breaking a lot, so that was unfortunate. Those are my only 2 wins. So yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. So of course, Madrad being the starter, you always want to try to get. This one gets hit 90% of the time. I thought, running the Chalice would bait out some Ashes and stuff like that, but if you're going up against someone that has been playing for a while, they know this is the card to hit, and if they didn't hit this, they would hit Isolde, which, if they did save their Ash for the Isolde or the Imperm or Veiler or whatever, it didn't hurt as much, especially if I was able to draw into a Custian or a Gwaine, sort of the extenders for the deck. It wouldn't be too bad, but they would also hit Brothers a lot. Brothers got hits pretty much every time I brought them out, so I wasn't able to get those special summons, which really hurt because that's kind of the starter for the deck. And alongside the other starter, the Yvonne, in my opinion, these are like the 3 starters you want to try to get. And either or, usually Yvonne would go off and they would just hit the Isolde, so just gets destroyed by hand traps as you would expect. But yeah, so those are the starters, the Yvonne, the Brothers, and the Madrad. The best starter is of course Madrad, but like I said, it would get hit a lot. And then of course the extenders, we got Gwaine and the Custian, pretty nice. Of course, when the deck does go off, you can get some pretty cool boards up with Isolde and Sacred Noble Knight of King Artorigus, along with a Custian sometimes, especially if you open up really good with like a couple Gwaines and a Custian. There was one hand where I was able to do the Madrad combo, and was able to special summon out 2 Gwaines, and I drew a Custian off of Brothers, I think. Or I either had it or I drew it, I can't remember. But then I was able to special summon that, and then I was able to get another normal summon, which was really cool. So yeah, those are kind of the extenders there. And then kind of a starter, this is kind of the worst starter in the deck, but Boars, you can kind of sit on it, being able to put Gwaine in the graveyard, and then put it like a Destiny on it and put Gwaine on, so you can destroy a monster. But there's so much removal in today's meta. Boars never really stuck. So yeah, another option, pretty cool. And then just for the hand trap for the Noble Knights, the Tomb Morgan, got it off a few times, it was pretty cool. But of course the other hand traps are a lot better. And then the 2 Immortal Phoenix Gearfried, this actually helped me win against the Blue Eyes deck. Not too impressive or anything like that, but I do like this. It's a monster negate and it can snatch a monster. Just nice generic support for a Noble Knight deck. And then for the one of Noble Knights, Dristan only got its effect off 1 time, and I think he got negated with like an Imperm. So I guess I didn't get it off. I just meant I actually only had 1 opportunity to use the effect. Gwaine got it off actually successfully a few times. Pretty cool. Was able to go into some cool boards with that. And then the one Merlin, it helped when I saw it. Surprisingly, this never got hit with like an Ash or anything like that. And then Guinevere and Lady of the Lake, which I actually did get successfully out of the graveyard to special summon the Synchro Monster 1 time during the tournament, so that was pretty cool. and I think it was against a what's that one deck called? PK deck. So that was pretty cool to actually get that playoff against a better deck. But we got the 3 Heritage, the Searcher. I really wish this would have came out sooner. I think way back in the day, the Noble Knights would have been a little bit stronger, maybe had a bit more of a showing in bigger tournaments if this was around, just because this is able to search all your stuff. It would have been really nice to see this early on, but of course it came out later. But really nice card, searches anything. Of course, Noble Knight or Noble Arms. Then we got 2 Destiny, the better Noble Arms in the deck, and then the second best is probably the Caliburn. This is protection monster, really nice. And then the monster gains 500 attack, and you gain 500 life points. I really like it for the life point gain, of course. And then for the last Noble Arms, we got 2 Excalibur. The weakest of them because it does not come back when it's destroyed, and it only prevents your monster from being targeted. But there are so many effects that just ignore that, and they can get rid of this really easily, and then it's gone pretty much for good, unless you bring out an Exceed, because it does not come back like the other Noble Arms. Then we got the 1 Gallatin, 1000 attack, and Affidus here, which is a pretty strong Noble Arms. That's kind of underrated, in my opinion. Being able to pop a set card is really nice. Helps against Guru, being able to pop their Guru, of course. And the 1 Clarence, being able to let your monster attack directly. There was a build I was trying out where I would run a couple of these so that when I attack directly with a Exceed, I can go into a Zeus, but a lot of the Noble Knight monsters lock you to Noble Knight monsters for the rest of the turn, such as Yvonne, Brothers, and I think that's it. I'm pretty sure those are the 2, and I think Custian might. But yeah, I ended up taking the Zeus out. And then for the 1 Arms, wonderful is just to get either a Gwaine to the graveyard, so you can mess around with the Gwalchavad plays, and then Lady of the Lake, of course, and then another Searcher. Always want to try to get Madrat. And then for the traps, we got the 2 Until the Noble Arms are needed once again. Very nice. I do enjoy this. Being able to send it off boards and being able to banish a special summon the next turn can help you out, especially with this specific build. And then I ended up putting 2 Crackdown in just to try to help out. I was running the Infinite Permanence, but I decided to put Crackdown. I actually never saw it in any of my games, but then again, my games only lasted a few turns because, you know, a lot of stronger decks out there. For the extra really quick, we have the Ignoble Knight of High Landsland. Pretty cool. I wish there was more Synchros and Xyz for the Noble Knight archetype, but it is what it is. We got the King Custian, then a Cowboy, Dweller, Tsukiyomi, Emerald, Exton Knight, Starleash Paladinamo. Then we got King Artorigus. Then 101, Tornado Dragon, Sacred Noble Knight of King Artorigus, 1 Tiras, and 1 Isolde to round off the extra deck. I run a lot of rank 4s just because I wasn't really too sure how I wanted to build this specific deck since it is the older variants with you know, no Infer Noble Knights, so I just stacked it with old rank 4s, which, you know, I never really got off, but what can you do? Next, 3 of the Lancia for the side deck, and this is pretty much what I usually run, except I put in 2 token collectors instead for the Soul Sword. And then we got the 2 Gamecill, 2 Cosmic, 2 Evenly, and 2 Dimensional Barrier. And that'll do it for the deck. Of course, like I said, I did end up getting absolutely destroyed and did not top this week, so no packs at the end of this video. But, you know, I had a blast playing this deck, even though it's not the best deck in the world. It's still pretty fun to play, and that's kind of what I wanted to do with this series, to show a variety of different decks. And hopefully you guys do enjoy, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.